Then I think you're wrong.
Then
I think you're wrong.
Oh, wow. I couldn't disagree more.
Welcome to episode number 39 of the Promo UPFront podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Bill Petrie. With me, as always, the Admiral of April, the Boy Wonder of wall calendars, the Cape Crusader of crystal wards. That's right, kids, the one and only Kirby Hasseman. Kirby, how the heck are you today?
Doing well. Just, I think like a lot of folks, I'm getting into spring and getting into warmer weather and later sunsets and all that sort of thing. So all of those things bring me joy. So I'm doing well. How about you?
Well, you deliver marketing joy. I'm glad that things deliver joy to you. I'm doing great. I'm glad it's April. It feels like, time is really marching along faster than any of us want. It's Final Four weekend. So that should be a good time if you're into that thing. But you know what else is a good time, Kirby?
What's that, Bill?
It's whittling away the time when the birds are chirping, the leaves are sprouting. You're just on your phone scrolling through that awesome Promo Pulse app, which you're showing right now if you're watching on the video screen. It's the greatest place in the promotional products industry to get your ideas, your inspiration, and your information. We've talked about it before. Head over to your local app store. You got to download it. It's free. It's easy to use. There's so many great features. I think my favorite one these days is that Alexa enabled app, Kirby, where you can just talk to your Amazon Alexa enabled device and you can get podcasts, you can get news, you can get all sorts of things. And I know you use it as well.
I love the Promo Pulse app. And again, and the other piece, it's like you've got the app, but then they also deliver extra value with daily emails, which when I first signed up for this, I was like, I don't know that I would have been excited about that because, gosh, we get a lot of emails. But again, same concept. It's all curated with a bunch of the people I follow all in one place. So it's like you got the app, you got emails, and it puts it all as a customized experience just for me. And so I love that.
It's stuff you want. It's stuff you're asking for, and it's awesome. And we've talked about this before, but it bears repeating. I know you and I know this, but distributor companies can now have their own private groups natively within the Promo Pulse app and get an embeddable web feed of content for their preferred suppliers. So cool. I know you're using it. Other trailblazing organizations like Facilis Group, American Solutions for Business, Halo, AIM, a slew of regionals are also making use of this. A slew, if you will. So you want to learn more, head over to promopulse.io/promopulsegroups. You're not going to be sorry you did. They're really, again, always innovating, always adding extra value. Jason Noakes is really doing a great job over there. So thank you to them for sponsoring this platinum level broadcast. Now, Kirby, we're at the time now. You have the Promo UPFront portion of this broadcast. You're going to tell us something. I don't know what you're going to tell us. You're kicking us off today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think the thing that this is promo related, but it's also just marketing related, if that makes any sense. I've seen some. There was a great story the other day, and I'm going to get some of the details wrong. So if somebody wants to jump in and correct me, but one distributor and partner that gave out 7,000 T-shirts to promote people getting vaccinated. So it is a great example of what I say all the time, that promo is something that affects human behavior, right?
Yeah.
And but I also saw a few others, and I wanted to share a couple with you, and I wanted to get your take on it. So,
all right.
You don't always think of Krispy Kreme as the health organization, but
you don't.
But they are doing, anybody who shows a vaccine card participating at a Krispy Kreme gets a free glazed donut. So you come in, you get a free glazed donut. Best part, the offer is valid till the end of 2021. So
nice.
A vaccinated person could literally walk in there and get a donut for like 280 days.
So I can bring my vaccine card right there.
Yeah.
And get myself a free donut and get right on the road to diabetes. I love it. I love it.
So the other one that I just wanted to bring up is a brewery in Cleveland
Mhm.
is offering 10-cent beers to the first 2021 people who show proof of vaccination. It's called the Beer in a Shot program. So
Mhm.
I absolutely love these sort of
I do too.
creative marketing concepts, and I didn't know, I'll be curious to see more and more of those. I actually, we're gonna do something with ours. I actually just printed a T-shirt today, educated, caffeinated, and vaccinated. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these T-shirts, but I have a feeling we'll end up giving those out too. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I think it's great, and again, it's one of those things that underscores our industry and how the value of promotional merchandise is far beyond the actual product itself. It's the meaning behind the product. It's not just the messaging, it's the intent of the messaging.
Yeah.
And I love that you've done the t-shirts. I think the distributor you were talking about that distributed 7,000 t-shirts was in Atlanta, if
Yeah.
memory serves me correctly.
That's amazing.
Um,
7,000 T-shirts that's a commitment.
yeah, I think there's an obvious, and there's a lot of tie-ins there, with promo. So I think that's a really cool thing. So I love it, and I'd be very curious to see as the vaccines roll along if there's other people that get involved and do some promotional product related.
Yeah, and if so, like if there's really cool programs out there, by all means, throw them in the comments below because I am totally fascinated by following along on
Yeah,
those. So cool, man.
me too. Well, I don't know if you saw this, Kirby. Our friend Chris Ruvo over at ASI, Advertising Specialty Institute, wrote a really cool article about the supply chain issues for promo. Did you see this?
I did. I skimmed it. Yes.
Yeah, well, so we're sitting here. It's April 2nd as this podcast drops, and there's still not enough shipping capacity or even shipping containers to accommodate demand.
Right.
So it's meaning higher prices for shipping, and ocean cargo costs are up an average 67%
Wow.
from the same time last year. And that's best case,
Yeah.
by the way. Some people are getting quotes as high as 250% over last year.
Well, and it's just getting worse because of again, I'm not going to do this justice
Yeah.
either, but there was a giant freighter that got
It's stuck in the Suez Canal.
yeah,
And then
exactly, and that's holding people up, and they're talking about sending people literally around Africa to try and get things going. So
correct.
it is not, that is not going to get better sooner.
Yeah. That's part of it. So the other part of the supply chain or the delivery is there's longer waits. So there's delays of 45 to 60 days in the port of LA for incoming goods. And then the dollar has dropped 7.5% against the Chinese yuan, resulting in price increases of 5 to 10%. So we're really looking at kind of a pivotal moment because so many people started getting more things shipped because of the pandemic. I mean, this is
Right.
really a result of the pandemic. This is a fallout of that because everybody's getting things delivered by Amazon and so on and so forth.
Right.
It's going to be very interesting how we have those conversations with our customers because the price of promo is going to go up. And
Right.
I know we kind of have these type of conversations often, but it's time to talk to your clients now about what's happening in the supply chain. In this supply chain thing, it's a global issue. It's not just promotional products related. It affects the promotional products industry, but it is a global issue. And if you're not taking the time to talk to your clients about it and let them know these are things that are happening, not raising your prices right now, but I may be forced to, please understand.
Right.
It's one of those things that drives and builds loyalty. And I know you do that with your clients.
I do, but this is, again, it's so funny. This is an evolving story. So this is a conversation I haven't really had. And one of the ways I like to do it, because it's always just like, when we first started talking about issues like this, whether it was tariffs, whether it was whatever,
Yep.
my challenge was, okay, so do I schedule a meeting to get on and go, hey, in 6 months, I'm going to increase your prices or whatever.
Right.
Now, obviously, if you can do it in the course of a conversation, that's
Exactly.
the best,
That's
right?
ideal.
But one of the ways that I've done it is to write sort of a blog post about it.
Yep.
So that it gives me a chance to really think out what I want to say rather than me just blabbering on like I'm doing now. But it gives me a chance to think through what I want to say. But then it gives me a format to, I'm going to email it to people. I'm going to put it in my signature. I'm going to, hey, this is just something that's going on. And then it becomes another touch, but another touch when I'm not trying to sell them something.
Correct.
And for whatever reason, that feels more organic to me. That's just me.
No, I actually agree with that approach. I think, well, first of all, it establishes you very quietly and thoughtfully as a subject matter expert. Hey, I pay attention to my industry and what's going on and how it's going to affect my clients. I agree. You don't call them up. So when I say have a conversation with your
Yeah.
clients, that's a very broad statement. I wouldn't suggest anybody call them up. Hey, man, we got some shipping problems. Your price is going to be going up. But I do think it's, if you're having a conversation and they're talking about, well, we have a project that's about 5 months down the road. That's a great opportunity to bring it up organically,
Yeah.
writing a blog or even just sending an email. I just wanted to keep you posted what's going on with shipping in the global supply chain. If you're
Yeah.
not aware, these things are happening and you should know that. There's different ways to touch them and touch them appropriately so that they don't feel like they're being sold to all the time.
Yeah. Well, and again, I think, and it's not just the supply, the price of promotional products is going up. The price of shipping has been going up too. And I think
Yep.
that people understand that. I mean, gosh, if you're
Yeah.
purchasing anything, you understand that.
Sure.
But you having that conversation with folks does allow them to go, oh yeah, that too. Right. Like,
Right.
again, as you said,
Well,
just make
the raw
yourself the
goods.
expert.
Yeah, the raw goods. Everything's going up, and so you're about to have to hit your customers with price increases potentially, or eat the profit. But you know what? I hope you never have to eat, Kirby.
What's that, Bill?
That's my promotional product this week because it is not edible. It is a
Okay.
non-edible promotional product. So this is something very near and dear to me. This is something every time I travel, it goes with me. This is my favorite thing out on the back 40. It is the House of Marley No Bounds portable Bluetooth speaker from our good pals over at Koozie Group. Used to be Bit Graphic. It's number 32300. What I love about this, the sound rivals Bose. It's from House of Marley. Got this little Jamaican colored flag on the side.
Nice.
And it has a great imprinting area on the bottom with this cork. You see the old Bit Graphic logo right there. But the sound on this thing, and it lays flat, so it vibrates against whatever surface you have it on. It is so rich and so loud. The battery life on this thing's probably, I think, 9 or 10 hours. It's
Wow.
amazing. I have two things in the industry I'm a junkie about: backpacks, Bluetooth speakers, and this is my absolute favorite Bluetooth speaker these days, the House of Marley No Bounds portable Bluetooth speaker number 32300 from Koozie Group.
I dig it. That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
All right, Kirby. So it's now my turn for a topic or yours? I can't remember.
Think,
Oh, it's your turn.
mine. Yeah, I think it's mine.
Why don't you give us a topic, Kirby?
All right. So this is something that I actually had this conversation the other day, and I feel like it's something in the content creator world that people don't always agree with me on this. So I'll be curious to see what you think.
Okay.
And the question really is reposting content okay? I think there is a little bit of a, and I'll sort of give you my take and then feel free to push back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's this idea that once you put a blog post out there, that it is somehow intellectually disingenuous if you put it out again. And I think that's wrong. I actually think it's totally fine if it is evergreen content. Obviously, if you're writing a post about March Madness, posting it again in August doesn't make sense because it's a timely piece. But I think there's a ton of pieces that you write because you are writing to the promotional products industry about sales that are evergreen. And I think we get hung up on whether or not it's okay to repost those. I say it 100% is okay to repost them. What say you, Bill?
So yes, but with a couple qualifiers. I tend to agree with you. I used to not, but now I do. I think you have to give it the original post time to breathe. The original content needs time to breathe. So if I have a blog that I wrote 18 months ago, let's say, that I really like, and I think I'd like to reshare, I probably think that's too soon. I think after about 2 or 3 years, it's fine because people who read my stuff have changed, the audience has evolved, and I might be able to add some new wrinkles to it. So I never take an old post and just cut and paste it and say, here's a post. I always tweak it. I always update it because it's like a website to me. Those are living, breathing things. And so what I wrote maybe 3 years ago about a specific topic, 90% of it may apply, but there's might be some changes I need to make to update it. So in principle, I agree with you, but I think it needs to have some breathing room and some time to exist on its own before reposting.
So here's why I don't agree. So 18 months to me, fine. The same people don't read my blog every week. Like literally the same people don't watch our podcasts every week. I think that it's a little bit, I always say it's like a little bit of hubris and a little bit of insecurity. There's an insecurity that says, well, I don't want to look like a fraud because I'm trying to pass this off. And then I think there's the hubris that suddenly when I put out a post, everyone stops their shit and they come and read my things. I think our audience evolves every day. And so a lot of the times in the algorithm tells us what, 5% of people sort of organically see it. Now, sometimes there's higher, but to me, it's like, if they saw it already, they'll scroll right by. And by the way, I'm actually, like, I'll give you a super quick example. Like I did a blog post about 5 lessons that I learned from Garth Brooks. I went to a concert. Okay. Yep. I reposted that originally because I reread it and was like, still stands. I didn't change a thing. I didn't copy it. I literally posted the original link.
Right.
So it wasn't, I'm not passing it off as new content. This is just, I think, still appropriate. So that's sort of my take.
That I get. So I understand that you're posting a link to a previously posted blog. That's different. I'm going to push back on you a little bit though. So my struggle sometimes with repurposing old content, let's put it that way. It's neither hubris nor insecurity. It's the fact that I might have something else to say. And so I might have to, I want.
And to me, that's a new blog, though. To me, that's a new blog, and I think that's you keep saying this is a very interesting piece of semantics to me.
Yep.
You use the word repurpose. I'm not. Yep. I'm using the word repost.
Then I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
Oh wow, I couldn't disagree more. I will continue to do it if I think it is evergreen content that somebody can get value from. I will do it.
I will do it, but in different ways. Like I'll refer to, like a lot of times, here's how I'll point to an old blog with a link in a new blog, but I don't think I would ever feel real comfortable reposting an original blog without any.
Do you watch commercials over and over again?
No, I don't watch commercials at all, Kirby. I've given that up.
Yeah, that's horseshit, and you know it.
I don't. I watch Netflix. Well, for the most part, I hear what you're saying. I understand.
Yeah. I think it's a thing we got to get over. I think it's a thing we got to get over.
I don't think it's a thing. I mean, that's your thing. That's fine. It is not paralyzed me. It's not like I sit here and go, man, can I repost that? If I felt like it, I do. Like I said, if there's an old post, like I can think of like 5 right now of posts that I really love that I would like to repost, but I will post it as new content with some changes to it, with updating.
Okay. I think you just caused yourself a bunch of work and you could have just reposted it.
Well, some of us like to work, Kirby. All right. Hey, Kirby, you like Chipotle?
I do, actually.
Do you have a Chipotle there in Coshocton?
We do not. I have to drive 35 minutes to go get it. But I do on a regular basis because I like it a lot.
That's unfortunate. But I know you like Chipotle, and we've talked about how quick service restaurants have really been slaying it in promo.
Yeah.
Chipotle has a great one here. I've got to share this with you. Okay. So they've done a great collaboration between Chipotle and Elf Beauty, their makeup company. They have released an eyeshadow palette. It was $16, and it sold out like that. That's a snap of the fingers. Like that, right? Sold out. And it features shades like mild salsa, pinto beans, lettuce, and fajitas. It comes with a face sponge beauty blender in the shape of an avocado, lip gloss, and a makeup bag. I think this stuff's just so absolute genius how it started off as the quick service restaurants doing it on their own. Now they're finding ways to collaborate with other brands way outside of their normal zone. And I love that.
Oh, dude, and it's funny because I did see this headline. I didn't dig into it, but the idea that I've seen other folks do the thing where you call a color and you tie it to what the mild salsa or whatever. Yeah. I think that's super fun. And I didn't get the palette. I'll have to check to see if my daughter did, because she's into that kind of stuff. But anytime that you can kind of combine something that's trendy with your brand, I think that's and clearly it's funny because we always talk about this. We actually had this conversation a couple weeks ago where they ran out of a t-shirt or something. And we were talking about, well, gosh, they should have planned better. And I was like, I disagree. I think the idea that they sold out like that is actually something to say that it was successful.
about to say they planned it that way.
Yeah,
There's a whole, there's a whole industry, a cottage industry of intentionally creating
Scarcity.
a shortage.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it'd be interesting maybe if we partnered up with some companies in our industry and create some makeup colors with Elf Beauty. Would you like to hear what I came up with, Kirby?
I think you and I creating makeup is an interesting concept. So yes, I would love to.
Well, we're both fans of Kiss. I think that gives us some qualifications. All right. So if we did a eyeshadow color for ASI, I'm suggesting it's called a roller skate rouge because their logo reminds me of a roller skate.
Okay, I like that. That's fun.
PPAI would be promo periwinkle.
Okay.
Common SKU would be SKUbot Sky because when you use common SKU, the sky's the limit.
Love it.
American Solutions for Business, Integrity Independence Blue.
Okay. So sort of.
Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
Yep. Halo would be Sapphire Simon for Mark Simon.
Okay. I dig it.
Geiger would be Lobster Lance because they have a little red in there and they're in Maine and Joanne Lance is their CEO.
Okay. That took me a minute, but I got there.
For Hasseman Marketing, Consistent Content Blue.
Okay. Lots of blues in our industry.
It was amazing when I did this. No greens or anything like that. Yeah. And then for Brand of 8, I picked Bold and Brave Blue.
Okay. I like it.
Because
you've got the Bold and Brave.
Bold and Brave situation.
All right.
Love it. Do we have time? Do we have time for one more topic, or we go to the game?
Let's go to the game. Let's do it.
Go to the game. All right. So I know you're a huge fan of superhero movies.
Oh, okay. I was wondering where those nicknames were going to go.
Yeah, usually that's the foreshadowing. Of the game. Yeah. So you're a big fan of the superhero movies. I don't know if you have HBO Max. So they have just released a 4-hour version of Justice League.
The Zack Snyder cut.
The Zack Snyder cut. And it got me to thinking. A lot of characters have played a lot of actors, have played a lot of superheroes and villains. Okay. And I want your take. Who did it best, Kirby?
Okay.
So what we're going to do is who did it better, the DC Universe Hero and Villain Edition. Okay.
Okay. I'll do my best.
So I'm going to give you the character name. I'm going to give you the actor or actresses that have played them. And you tell me which one did it the best for you. Who is the definitive Superman, for example.
Okay. I'll do my best. All right.
For Superman, let's start off with Superman. Christopher Reeve, who did 4 movies in the late 70s, all through the 80s. Brandon Routh in Superman Returns in 2006, or Henry Cavill from Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and Justice League.
Yeah, I actually didn't mind Henry Cavill as much as I think other people did. I kind of liked him, to be honest with you. I'm going to go Christopher Reeve just because I feel like he was a signature guy and nobody has overtaken that spot.
I'm with you 100% on that. By the way, there are wrong answers. I have picked my answers. There are absolutely wrong answers. I do like Henry Cavill. I think he does a great job with it. But Christopher Reeve, to me, is that definitive Superman.
And the other one, it was totally forgettable.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Kirby. Lois Lane.
Okay.
Lois Lane, who is Superman, Clark Kent's Lady Love.
Yep.
Margot Kidder in those same 4 Superman movies that Christopher Reeve was in. Terry Hatcher from the TV show Lois and Clark. Yeah. Or Amy Adams from the later Superman movies.
Boy, that's a good one. Because honestly, all 3 were really good. I actually, when I think of them, I'm going to go Amy Adams just because she's the most current. And I think Amy Adams is an incredibly talented actress. But honestly, the other 2, I actually like them both as well.
You are 2 for 2, Kirby.
Okay, cool.
Correct answer. So far, you are doing very, very well.
I'm feeling good.
Lex Luthor, Superman's arch nemesis, right?
Yeah, I already have my answer.
Gene Hackman, he played it in 4 movies from 1978 to 87, the same 4 movies we've talked about. Kevin Spacey in Superman Returns in 2006.
Okay.
Or Jesse Eisenberg in Batman vs. Superman and Justice League.
Yeah, I cannot go with Mark Zuckerberg. I am definitely going with Gene Hackman. To me, that was, you wouldn't have had to give me the rest of them. The moment you said it, I said it's Gene Hackman. Absolutely.
Yeah. I wanted to go with Kevin Spacey, but since he Me Too'd himself and everybody else around him, I can't do that. I think Gene Hackman is the answer. Kirby, you are 3 for 3. Let me mark that down on the official. All right. Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Wonder Woman. Yep. Linda Carter, who played her Diana Prince on the TV show from 1976 to 1978, or, and I love saying this name, Gal Gadot from the movies of late. Gal Gadot or Linda Carter.
So again, this is another one where I think they got it right both times. So Linda Carter was great. And I think this will be the one that people will disagree with me on, but I really like Gal Gadot. I think she was born to play Wonder Woman. She's perfect.
You are 4 for 4, Kirby. That is the correct answer. That is absolutely the correct answer. All right, let's move on. Let's go to Batman, the whole Batman universe, which
this will be
Batman
the tough
tends to be my favorite superhero of all time. Let's start with some of the villains, okay? Penguin. Burgess Meredith from the TV show.
Okay.
Or Danny DeVito from Batman Returns.
Yeah. Honestly, this one's hard because I actually don't think either of them. I think the show Gotham, and I don't know the actor's name who played the Penguin.
Yeah,
I actually liked him better than either of those because I loved the whole backstory and building up to it. So
skipped Gotham because I never really got into it. So it just I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I thought Danny DeVito was weird in the Batman movies. Burgess Meredith, I guess if you're giving me those two, I'll take Burgess. But I actually like the guy who played him in the Gotham series.
You are undefeated, 5 for 5. Riddler. We have Frank Gorshin from the Batman TV show. We have John Astin, who played the Riddler for 1 year in the Batman TV show, or Jim Carrey from Batman Forever.
Yeah, so this one's a tough one for me too. I'm going to go Jim Carrey. But I can
6 for 6.
Yeah, I could be convinced on those, but I thought he was just over the top dynamic on that one. I thought it was fun.
As a kid, though, I loved Frank Gorshin as the Riddler when I used to watch the old Batman reruns. He was amazing. John Astin was terrible, if you ask me, but he needed to be, on the Addams Family. That's where he belonged. But Frank Gorshin was an amazing Riddler. Anyway. All right, this now we're getting into the little tougher ones, Kirby.
Okay, cool.
Catwoman.
Okay.
I'm going to bunch 3 of them together for the Batman TV show. So it'd be Eartha Kitt, Julie Newmar, and Lee Merriweather. They each played 1 season as Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns.
Yeah. Halle
Berry in the Catwoman movie, or Anne Hathaway from The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I'm going Halle Berry. A lot of really good. I could have easily gone Michelle Pfeiffer. She was amazing. And I thought Anne Hathaway was kind of delightful, but Halle Berry, honestly, it really comes down to who do I think of when you say it, and Halle Berry is amazing.
I think you're wrong. Your first one you got wrong. I went Anne Hathaway. I thought
she was really
good. The elegance and grace she played that character with was fantastic. Selena Kyle in Dark Knight Rises. I also thought, man, I had such a crush on Lee Merriweather as a kid, as Catwoman. But we're going with Anne Hathaway. All right, Robin the Boy Blunder.
Okay.
Burt Ward from the TV show, Chris O'Donnell from Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, or Joseph Gordon-Levitt from The Dark Knight Rises.
So the challenge with Joseph Gordon-Levitt is, I think, had they made a movie of him being Robin, he'd be in it, and I think he's a tremendous actor. I love almost all the stuff he's in, and I liked him in that movie, right?
Yes.
But the answer is Chris O'Donnell, just because he actually got to play the character. And again, this has to do with, like, when you talk about the original Batman series, it's a little before my time. So I wasn't religious about watching that. And so for me, when you say Robin, I think Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah. It was before my time too, but when I got home, it was 10 years. It was, I don't think I started watching it until 10 years after it aired, but it was one of those religious things. After I got home from school, I'd watch an hour of Batman. So I went with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It is a stretch. I did not like Chris O'Donnell. I don't like nipples on my Batman costume. So that
I'm not sure he did the actual costume design, but okay.
Are you going to force me to do this as the cover for the thing of the picture of Robin's nipples? Boy, that's weird. All right, 3 more. Alfred Pennyworth, who is Bruce Wayne's loyal butler.
Yep.
Alfred Pennyworth.
Yep.
Alan Napier from the TV show.
Yep.
Michael Gough from the 80s and 90s Batman movies. Michael Caine from the Christian Bale Batman movies, and then Jeremy Irons, who's the most recent one, Batman versus Superman and Justice League. Who is your Alfred Pennyworth?
To me, this is easy. Michael Caine. I thought he was terrific in those. It was like one of those where as soon as you heard he was playing it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Whereas like I thought Jeremy Irons did fine. It was a different role, and he's such a good actor, it would work. But like when I heard, oh, Michael Caine's playing, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So,
Michael Caine was the quintessential perfect Alfred, especially given the intensity of the Batman character in those movies. I thought he was great. I did like Michael Gough in the four Batman movies from the 80s and 90s, though. He was pretty good. All right.
He was.
You're doing great. You've only missed two. Two more. Batman. This is the tough one.
This is going to be the one that everybody disagrees with me on.
Adam West from the TV show.
Yep.
Michael Keaton from Batman and Batman Returns, Val Kilmer from Batman Forever, George Clooney from Batman and Robin, Christian Bale from the three movies from 2005 to 2012, or Ben Affleck from Batman versus Superman and Justice League.
Okay, so there's two answers. I'll give you I'll give you my definitive answer, but there are two answers that, because most of them are no. Right?
Okay.
Like not George Clooney, not Val Kilmer, not whoever else you mentioned there. Okay. No chance. It's Michael Keaton or it's Christian Bale.
Okay.
I go Christian Bale. And part, like, I loved Michael Keaton because he brought a almost like a snarky sense of humor to it, which I thought was cool, and he was quirky. So I liked him more when they cast him. I don't know if you remember this. I remember people going, what?
People went
Michael
nuts.
Keaton? And he was great. But I'm going Christian Bale. I just loved that series of three movies, and I thought he killed it in it.
So I'm getting a little upset because you're agreeing with a lot of things I want to say. So I don't like this. I agree. Michael Keaton was a great Batman because he had that little bit of snark. And when he said, I'm Batman, you actually believed he was.
Yeah.
He was a little dark, a little tortured. But you cannot beat the Christian Bale Batman. Yeah. He brought such a rage and intensity and anger to that role that I always, if you really look at Batman, it's a character study in psychotic behavior. Yeah. And he brought that to life. Yeah. It really well.
Physicality. Physicality. Like he was into it from like the action and all of it. It was great.
I have to say, I don't hate the Ben Affleck Batman. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind him.
Well, a lot of people don't.
But Val Kilmer and George Clooney, who I thought I would like, and I like both of them as actors, but they were bad.
Well, those movies were so bad, they're unwatchable. All right, last one, Kirby. Joker. Cesar Romero from the Batman TV show, Jack Nicholson from the Batman 1989 movie, Heath Ledger from The Dark Knight, Jared Leto from Suicide Squad, or Joaquin Phoenix from Joker.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about Phoenix. There's some really great actors who have played Joker. But mine is
including Cesar Romero, who he refused to shave off his mustache, so they just put white makeup over his mustache. It's the most ridiculous, campy thing in the world. But go ahead.
Okay, so back to the Gotham series, and that's not the answer, but the kid, because they gave like the character study of how he became in the Gotham universe, he was great. But the answer to me is Heath Ledger. I thought Jack Nicholson's amazing, and Joaquin Phoenix was great. But Heath Ledger was, So, and again, it went so well with that series of movies. It was so intense. It was so murderous. It was so amazing. So to me, it's Heath Ledger.
I happen to agree with you. He brought a certain, both Batman and Joker, and I'm not like a huge comic book guy, but they're really almost the same person. They have the same type of psychosis going on. So it's a very interesting character study. I think Heath Ledger, unfortunately passed away pretty soon after that was released, or actually, it was already released. He was filming something else. What a tremendous performance. And there are many flawed superhero movies. The Dark Knight may be the best of them all, and I love all the Marvel movies too, but The Dark Knight may be the best one of them all from start to finish. Yeah. But you know what else is great from start to finish, Kirby?
What's that, Bill?
That'd be scrolling through the Promo Pulse app every single day. When you get up, don't go to the bathroom first. You lay there and you hold it. You scroll through that Promo Pulse app, because that's where you're going to get your ideas, inspiration, information. We talk about it's convenient, it's free to use, it's got that personalized experience just for you. You get the daily pulse email, and that's great ideas for your clients every single morning. We talked about the Alexa enabled app. You can contact suppliers with one quick click. You get the weekly wrap up emails. And now that distributor companies can have their own private groups within the Promo Pulse app and get an embeddable web feed of content for their preferred suppliers. That's just amazing. Amazing stuff for your clients. You talk about adding value for your clients. This is how you do it. And you know how you do that? Free. You download the app. You go to your local app store and you say, give me that app for free. And they're going to say, all right, no problem. That's no charge. So head over to, that's right. Head over to your local app store, download it, but also check out promopulse.io/promopulse groups to learn more about those private groups within the app. Great stuff, Kirby. You killed it on the game. It was a good time, and I hope you have a great weekend coming up.